Let's go over the life cycle of a dismissive avoidant starting from when they were a child. And I'm just going to use the example of a boy, a man. This little boy grew up in a household with an abusive father, and maybe the mother was an alcoholic. Sees his mom getting abused all the time. Maybe he has some siblings, but they're older. There's a lot of chaos in the household, a lot of abuse going on, and nobody is really caring about his needs. He's getting the absolute bare minimum of needs. So like he has a roof over his head and they put food on the table, but as far as emotional needs, none of that is being met. Maybe a couple of times he like tries to assert a need to his parents. So maybe something happens to him at school and it really sucked and it was horrible and it made him cry. And so maybe he comes to his mom or his dad and says like, I had a really bad day at school, I'm really scared, something happened, and he just gets completely dismissed and rejected. I don't have time for that right now, go figure it out on your own. Or maybe, he fell down in front of his dad and got hurt, and his dad's like, quit crying, quit being a fucking pussy, get up. Little things like this happen, and what that little boy learns is like, oh, okay, nobody cares about my needs, and if I assert my needs, nobody listens to me. And in fact, not only do they not listen, but they actually flat out reject me. He's also learning that in order to keep peace in the household, because it is so chaotic, he cannot have any needs or big emotions. Because when he falls down and cries, that causes his dad to scream at him. When he has a problem in school and he comes to his mom, that's putting more on her plate. Oh, he doesn't have any emotions, he doesn't have any big feelings or needs or anything. We don't need to worry about that. We don't want to cause any extra conflict. Just keep the peace. But what happens when nobody is meeting your needs? Well, somebody has to meet them, so you have to learn how to meet them yourself. So this little boy learns survival mechanisms. Hyper independent, repressing, avoiding. Maybe as soon as he gets home from school, he stays out all night, goes over to his friends' houses, starts to steal food and alcohol from stores because he's not getting fed at home and he wants to drink away his problems, and he just stays out all the time with his friends and gets drunk before school and just tries to make himself feel better and meet his own needs the best way that he can. He is hyper independent and has had to be in his childhood. Because of his chaotic family life, he's not learning any of the basic things that you learn as a kid, like hygiene and stuff like that. So he's getting made fun of at school for smelling bad. The girls don't like him. He gets a little bit older into his teenage years. He starts learning, okay, I have to do this. If I want to get girls, I have to do that. He starts trying to figure it out. Maybe he gets a girlfriend in his late teens. He really, really likes her and she likes him back. That's the most important thing. But he feels so insecure and he really has no understanding of what relationships are or commitment. He has never seen a healthy version of that. He doesn't even know what that is. And so he goes and cheats on her and parties and fucks around. He's getting older now, so maybe he's in his 20s now. He's maturing a little bit more and he's starting to see his friends have relationships and things like that. Now, dismissive avoidants all have this core feeling that they really want intimacy and they really do want to connect with someone. They want love just like everyone else. But because they don't have like a healthy version of that, it's not realistic, what they will do is they will find someone to idealize. They will put that person on a pedestal and they will very quickly rush into like a love bombing idealization stage with them. So maybe he meets a girl in his 20s, he idealizes her, she's so perfect, puts her up on a pedestal, gets into the relationship, and he starts noticing that he is having a really hard time like expressing himself to her, expressing any of his needs. She is getting anxious and like, accusing him of things, and they're fighting all the time, and he is just feeling like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't want to rock the boat. She's always having issues with me. I can never be good enough for her. Like, I can't do this. He goes and cheats again. They end up breaking up. Let's say that he keeps repeating this same pattern with women where he meets a woman, idealizes her, tries to get in the relationship. He finds that he has a really hard time actually connecting when the relationship progresses. He gets afraid, he starts getting insecure, he might cheat or just sabotage the relationship somehow. Now let's say he's in his like early 30s and he has really matured even more. He's kind of left his partying ways in the past. He has a good job, he's stable, and he's really thinking like, I really want to have like an actual relationship like my friends do. So maybe now he meets a girl, again, idealizes her, and this girl is an anxious attacher. So she's idealizing him right back. They're both idealizing each other and jumping quickly into this love bombing stage where they are passionately getting to know each other within this week span, like 7-day span, saying I love you on like day 3. It's all perfect, it's passionate, everything's amazing. Both people are putting each other up on a pedestal. They start getting further into the relationship and things are okay for a little while, but she starts noticing that he is prioritizing a lot of other things that are not her. Is spending a lot of time on his hobbies, a lot of time at work, almost like keeping space from her, like taking a lot of time away from her to focus on other things. She starts coming to him being like, hey, I've just noticed like you seem to prioritize a lot of other things. I'd really like it if you could be more consistent with the time we spend together. And he's thinking like, I really do like this girl. I really do like this girl. I really want to make it work with her. So he tells her like, okay, I'm going to work on that. So he tries. He genuinely tries to work on that. He starts being more consistent. He starts like showing up to her house every night, like starts trying to be there for her the best he can. And things smooth out for a little while. But the problem is because he's avoidant, he starts getting uncomfortable again the closer that they are. And the relationship is progressing like relationships do. So they are reaching new levels of commitment every day. He starts taking space again. She comes to him with those issues. Every single time that she comes to him with an issue, he is feeling more and more like he is not measuring up. And she is feeling more and more anxious, like, I don't understand why he always needs to take space. Why is he doing this to me? Oh my God, I'm feeling panicked. Is he cheating on me? What's going on? He has all these needs inside of his own head. There are things that he wants from her, but he doesn't know how to tell her. Because remember, when he was a kid, anytime he asserted his needs, it led to being ridiculed, rejected, completely dismissed. He's so afraid that if he asserts his needs, he will rock the boat and cause conflict in this relationship. And that is what he is most afraid of. So he holds everything inside. Every time he has a deep feeling, if something goes wrong at work, if he has issues with his friends, no matter what, if he gets sick, if he gets hurt, it's all held inside. The relationship starts progressing even more and reaching more and more levels of intimacy, and his anxious partner is starting to require more from him. Like, hey, we've been together for a while now. I really want to feel like we're connected, and he is starting to feel more and more pressured now. He doesn't understand why he can't connect with her. He doesn't understand why he needs all this space. He just knows that he does. He doesn't understand why he's starting to feel like he's getting the ick or like he's cringed out every time she wants to be intimate or vulnerable with him. Because he doesn't understand what's going on, he starts feeling very ashamed that he is feeling this way, and he starts sabotaging by doing things behind her back. He is under so much stress and overwhelm, and the only way that he knows how to feel better is to seek dopamine. So he starts looking for ways to seek dopamine, like getting on dating apps, cheating, drinking, using, lying to her, gambling, any quick fix that will make him feel better. Maybe she finds out about something that he did, she gets angry with him, he feels even more ashamed, and now he knows he is not measuring up, he is not making her happy. Tension builds and builds and builds until one day he just leaves out of the blue. Follow for part 2.